The weather is nice right now, but we know the snow is coming. This is Calgary after all, and that means slippery roads, dangerous driving conditions. So in advance, health specialist Leah Sarich is here now with how a simple adjustment to the headrest in your vehicle can help prevent injury.
Yeah, this is really exciting. So first of all, 70% of people injured in a car crash each year report a soft tissue injury like whiplash.
Okay.
And think about it this way, there are 2 million whiplash injury claims a year in Canada. So that is a lot of people in pain, either off work from that pain or maybe not even as productive as they should be at work because of that pain, that chronic pain that's going on. So I spoke with chiropractor Dr. Jeffrey Schulten about this, and he wants to educate people about how to help prevent this whiplash injury. One of the simplest ways to do so is just to make sure that your headrest in your vehicle is in the right place.
You need to have the headrest positioned high enough so that it's still going to support you when you go up your seat a little bit. And you need to have it close enough to your head so that your head doesn't move very far. And so if it's more than 6 centimeters in front, behind your head, then you're really exposing yourself to injury. So you want your headrest as close to your head as possible and for sure above your ears, but as close to the top of your head as possible.
Studies estimate actually that over half of all people do not have their headrests in the right place to protect them from injury. So you can see right here, it's a pretty simple adjustment. So moving that chair forward a little bit and making sure the headrest is really high up there, as high as it can be really, right toward the top of your head, as you can see right there. So not that hard to do, pretty simple. And really you're looking at ideally less than 6 centimeters away from your head. And most people don't realize actually how heavy the head is. So you can imagine that head whipping around and how heavy it is. Dr. Schulten tells me that the head weighs between 8 and 16 pounds. So he's got a little shot put there and he hands it to me. He says, just check this out. And I'm like, holy cow, that is a 12-pound shot put. It's really heavy. I was totally not expecting that. And that just shows you how heavy the head is. So you can imagine how much damage is going on when all of that weight is being thrust forward and back in a collision. You can see how these whiplash injuries happen. The other thing Dr. Schulten says most people don't realize is that whiplash can occur at very slow speeds.
At less than 15 kilometers an hour, you can create quite a bit of damage in the head and neck. And many people, when they get in a car accident, are wishing that their car wasn't injured as well, right? Because then they're disappointed maybe that they need to go to the auto body shop and get it fixed. But what they have to understand is that the old cars that didn't crush or crumple during a whiplash really passed all of the, or during a car accident, really passed all of the force onto the occupant of that car. And if your car is crushed, that means it's absorbed some of the force of the accident, and then you didn't have to. So it decreases your likelihood of being injured.
So it's actually a really good thing. If you've got a car and it's actually crushing, it's absorbing some of that impact so that we don't have to absorb it ourselves. So that is a good thing. Not great, of course, for the insurance claims, but really good for you. The other thing Dr. Schulten suggests is if you see the collision coming, now this is hard to get your head around, just take a moment to get your head around this. If you see the collision coming, he says take your hands off the steering wheel and push yourself into the back of your chair. So that, again, getting you closer to that,
which is not what most of us would do this.
I know, we'd all do this, and that's what's going to make the injury worse, right? That's going to take it right into your shoulders and make it much worse. The other thing he wants to talk about when it comes to whiplash is make sure you see your healthcare provider, even if you think you haven't sustained any injuries, because he said with whiplash, for example, those injuries may not show up, some of that pain may not show up for a few hours or even a few days. So do keep that in mind. And so Dr. Schulten is also issuing a challenge to everyone. They're calling it, this is really cute, pay it a headrest. So if you know how to adjust your headrest, adjust someone else's, and then we can get this going.
I am going to go do this morning.
Right? That's exactly what I did.
Too far away from my headrest now.
There you go, right? See, prevent yourself from injury. That's good.
More on your blog.
More on my blog, absolutely.
Health specialist Leah Sarich, thank you for this. BreakfastTelevision.ca for more information on that.